Hey guys, welcome back to the Lucy Show. Hope you guys are all doing well. Coming into the stream as per usual, please make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. This is my second channel where we talk about anything under the sun. Um, Usually not stocks and crypto, so I try to keep it more anything else. And clearly, if you live in America right now, the biggest thing on the news is Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and it's gone on for 6 weeks. This is the last day, apparently, that they've already done their conclusions. So right now it's just up to the jury to make their decision. And considering it is Friday and we have Monday for Memorial Day, Tuesday is when there's supposed to be a verdict. And I guess if the jury still can't come to a conclusion, then it's just going to be dragged on until they can all unanimously make a decision on which side they're on, Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. Hi there, Real Will Crypto and Sebastian. So yeah, I definitely, as you can tell by my live streams, I wasn't really into it. Like when they were doing this for like 6 weeks, I really did not even, I knew that it was happening because, like I said, I was traveling, even in Canada. They had it like on every single TV that I passed by in the subways. It was just nonstop Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. But I didn't really care too much about it because I'm like, oh, okay, so what? They're going to sue each other. It'll probably end really quickly. I wasn't expecting 6 weeks, but it went on and on all the way till I pretty much started to get into it. I would say like really into it this week because it got more exciting. Last week I thought it was pretty entertaining as well, but I was still just kind of watching it like on and off. But man, it's so good. I'm afraid like now I have to go back to watching regular movies on Netflix, which is really sad. This is like both educational and entertaining at the same time. I mean, it's kind of sad that it's entertaining. Well, let's be real clear. It's not really sad to me because I don't know them. And it's the same thing as watching something that's fictional, whether it's watching Aquaman or watching Donnie Brasco. Like it's because I don't know these people, even though it is their real lives here. But luckily, it's not a murder trial. I just don't take it as seriously. So I take it as like, Bling Empire level or Selling Sunset level of a reality TV show, except with lawyers. And it's very interesting because you're constantly seeing different people from different sectors, like from psychiatrists all the way to people from the airport showing up. And I just watched a clip. Like I'm now kind of going backwards to see other parts I missed. I didn't even know that Johnny Depp's sister showed up for him. Um, and that she, I guess, is like one of his managers, or she manages something for him. And there was also, I didn't know that Amber Heard's friends, like, and there's so much detail to their lives. I mean, they have wild lives. I knew that they lived in a penthouse because I saw those images where Elon Musk went up to the penthouse that Johnny Depp, I guess, owns, but Amber Heard was living there. And I guess when Johnny Depp wasn't there, there is images of Elon Musk in the elevator, the private elevator that Johnny Depp had to go to the penthouse. I think it's just the floor on the penthouse called the Eastern Columbia building, and it is in Los Angeles, so California. And I've never seen it in my life, but it is so fancy. Apparently, there's like 13 floors to this Eastern Columbia building that both Amber Heard and Johnny Depp were living in. And I didn't know he owned 5 penthouses. So he owns 5 of the penthouses, I guess, in that building. And it's gorgeous. So let me show you guys. I was just searching it. It's called the Eastern Columbia building. You can't tell, you have to like search it yourself to see like nicer images, but it's so pretty. It's blue. It has like this giant clock on the top and it says Eastern, and there's like a really nice pool. It just looks really lovely. I can't imagine how much it is like for those penthouses, but even on like just images through Google, it looks amazing. Like one of those penthouse buildings that you see like on TV for like New York. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like the homes that, if anybody watched Gossip Girl, Blair and Serena would live in, just like really fancy. But this would be situated in LA. I guess he lived in that one. But there's just like so much detail to their lives in this case. It's absolutely insane. What did I just click on? Okay. So, anyways, Elon Musk was brought up multiple times, and I just I can't believe that this whole time. So it's been a month and a half, and he's never really said anything about the case, even though it's obviously been trending. I mean, he's been trending too on Twitter, but I would say that this Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial is probably the biggest thing on Twitter for the last couple of weeks. Even with, just every now and then Elon Musk taking headlines instead because of his Twitter deal and all the political stuff that was happening. But yeah, nothing trumps the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. And I thought that he wouldn't comment because obviously he dated Amber Heard in, I think, in between their marriage. But obviously, she had said that when she was with Elon Musk, that her and Johnny Depp were already in a bad situation. And I think there was already a TRO, trespassing restraining order. Finally know what that means. I thought it was just called restraining order, but these cases have taught me a little more terms in the legal department now. Sebastian says, nope. Hi, is the trial over? Yeah, no, it's not over for those of you guys that are just getting into it. You can see everything on like Law and Crime Network, Fox Live, like literally just type in Johnny Depp Amber Heard on YouTube and you're going to see a lot of memes and a lot of videos like mine where people are just talking about it, inserting their opinions on the trial. But Law and Crime Network, and Fox Live, I know for sure, has everything, like hours and hours of footage, all live. And I haven't even seen every single one of them. I feel like maybe one day I will, but some parts are very boring. Today I saw a part that I didn't see in the past, and we'll get to Elon Musk in a bit. But they had, I think it's the DC, I want to say president, or maybe like a new DC like movie president. I think it's DC studio president. But this gentleman did a testimony via Zoom, and they were asking him, obviously, like Johnny Depp's team was asking him, okay, why was Amber Heard? What was Amber Heard, you know, removed? Or was she given maybe less parts? Or basically, like, was her was her acting in Aquaman 2 kind of the time maybe decreased, or by any means like her career was affected for Aquaman 2 because of this whole situation with Johnny Depp? Because obviously Amber Heard was trying to say during court, like her lawyers were arguing and witnesses for her were arguing, okay, like her career trajectory would have gone so much better if it wasn't for Johnny Depp. And she's suing for her part, like for basically her losing out on her career. And this president person from DC Studios, which is in charge of Aquaman 2, and I don't think he was there really for Aquaman 1 because that was many years ago and he sounded like he just came in, but he was aware of, I mean, he deals with Jason Momoa, which is Aquaman, the actor for Aquaman, and he like full out said there was a lack in chemistry between Jason Momoa and Amber Heard, and that they had to do a lot of post editing just to kind of make that magic appear and make them look like they have better chemistry. So there was apparently a delay in her being in Aquaman 2, because I guess I think it was the directors, the producers. You're gonna have to do your own DD and double check on that. But basically, in his testimony, the DC president's testimony, he's saying like it had nothing to do with Johnny Depp. They were questioning if they should cast her again for the Aquaman 2 movie because of all the edits, because there was basically a lack of chemistry. So that just did it for me. I'm like, what else does the jury need? She's basically saying that he owes her or needs to pay 100 million. I think, is it 100 million? It's like for, I want to say for abuse, but then also for, it's a defamation trial. Defamation. I feel like I'm saying that word too much, or I'm just, now it's losing the meaning. But this whole defamation case is supposed to be on the foundation of Johnny Depp saying that she defamed him, and therefore he lost out on roles, cost him obviously a lot of money, and then she's then going back and accusing him and saying, okay, no, actually you made me lose out on roles over the years and all that. Um, yeah, I think that's the situation, right? So I think that just did it. I mean, the guy to well, I don't think it was today, but it was like from a previous testimony in court, the fact that he said Aquaman 2, she got paid. she got paid for Aquaman 1, Aquaman 2, and she's in Aquaman 2, and they didn't really make any alterations to her scenes or anything like that. It's just they were she was given whatever she was supposed to be given, and it had nothing to do with Johnny Depp. So I kind of really believe the guy. I mean, obviously Amber Heard's team was trying to make it seem like it was Johnny Depp's fault and that something had changed either with her script or with her role. But either way, I'm excited to watch Aquaman 2. She's not going to have a huge part in it. I think we read on an article earlier here that it's going to be like 10 minutes or so, which I feel like is a little it's just it is kind of quite a smaller role. And then at one point, I think I forget if it was Johnny Depp's attorney or Amber Heard's, but they were like, did it cost her this whole Johnny Depp situation? Is that the reason why it cost her possibly getting the female lead role or like I think like co-lead in the movie? And then the guy was like, "No, this is more of like a buddy film. Like it's between the two guys." Like that's what the film is supposed to be about. Aquaman and this other dude. I forgot his name. His name's Patrick something. I think that's the actor's name, playing like another character. So yeah, it was very dry. And I'm like, wow, like what else does the jury need? But either way, and when I heard today when I was watching the replay of the live and then I caught up and by the time I was watching the live, there was all these people waiting outside the court of Virginia State and people are waiting for the verdict and I'm like, I don't think the verdict's coming because somebody had said that all the attorneys were still inside. Um but Johnny Depp had left and I'm like, yeah, if he thought that he would get the conclusion today, he probably wouldn't have left the courtroom. And also, I just had this conspiracy theory that it was probably going to be on Tuesday since everybody wants to make more money and all these different news reporters and then everybody involved or anyone making money off of reporting this, which by the way, I'm very curious because I don't know anybody in the business. Like, are they paying the people that are showing their faces on these live networks while they're broadcasting it? Because clearly through YouTube, if you're Fox or your Law and Crime Network, I would assume because they're making their videos all over 8 minutes that they're probably going to make money off of this. And if they do make money off of this, are they going to pay a portion to Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, because they're like taking up most of the scenes? Oh, and what about the judge? Does the judge get paid? I'm very curious, like about the whole money situation. But I pretty much assumed that it was going to be concluded on Tuesday, or if not, maybe not even Tuesday, maybe just like continuously dragged out, because that means people can get that like climactic excitement, that waiting period, more things to kind of talk about, wait it out. So really not shocked that if it drags out longer than Tuesday. Um, but yeah, wild. And I'm also curious, like with the jury, because I heard the judge say that they can't, they shouldn't talk about the case with like anyone outside, and then also don't go like online and like see what other people are saying. Obviously, I guess they don't want the jury to be skewed, have their thought process skewed. But I mean, it's been 6 months. So I mean, not 6 months, sorry, it's been 6 weeks. So I really wonder if the jury was not allowed to use their cell phones for like 6 weeks, because of like the moment you go onto Twitter, you're probably going to have a little bit skewed of an idea of what the rest of the world thinks and what the rest of the world wants. Hashtag justice for Johnny Depp. I'd also like 100 million tacos. I need food. LOL. Ellen says, wait, I like 100 mil. Patrick Wilson. I think that's his name. Yes, Patrick Wilson, but I think I know his face, but I don't really know his role in Aquaman, to be honest, because it's been so long. I don't really even remember Aquaman. I mean, I think that was 2018. I'm kind of shocked, like, at how slow the process is, I guess, in Hollywood, because watching the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, they were talking about how she was auditioning for the Aquaman, well, the princess lead, well, the female lead role. Um, in 2015. So I guess we only saw it in theaters because it was released in 2018 if you Google that. And people, I guess actors and actresses have to like start auditioning for these roles like 3 years prior. So I guess it takes really, really long, but that's a really, really long time for a movie. I used to think like it would be at least like within 1 year and a half or 2 years, but 3 years is quite early. Um, The trial is a distraction, Zlatko says. See what happens every day. Yes, Zlatko, I see what happens every single day. And sometimes, to be honest, I do like an escape. Hence why I like entertainment, period. So even if life outside of this world was peaceful every day, there was no war, everything is perfect, I think I would still, yeah, I would still watch Netflix and I would still watch this trial. um, but I understand the saying that these things are all distractions from the realities. But the truth is, I see the realities, and unfortunately, there is not much I could do about it. I mean, it happens all over the world every day. I'm a little bit numb, not gonna lie, but it's not gonna stop me from just living my life. Real Will Crypto, Lucy for president. No, thank you. Aquaman is on tonight, right now, West Coast till midnight. No, oh, on TNT right now. Okay, I don't have cable, so I'm not gonna be able to see TNT. But thanks, Henry, for anybody that wants to watch Aquaman starring Amber Heard and Jason Momoa, which apparently don't have much chemistry according to the DC people. Okay, but anyways, so also brings me to the part. I think it wasn't yesterday, was it? I think it was the day before yesterday. Yeah, the day before yesterday, Johnny Depp was was on trial, and then I think there was a cross examination part two. It was cross examination, I'm pretty sure. So Amber Heard's team, and it's wild to me that they could keep pulling up all these things, right? It's like, why didn't you mention that earlier? But um, Amber Heard's team pulled up this really grotesque text message that Johnny Depp admitted to sending out about Amber Heard. And when I was hearing the attorney on Amber Heard's side reading it, and then Johnny Depp admitting that he wrote it, I didn't actually know it was about Elon Musk, because Johnny Depp's text messages, he always uses these random words, and I don't even know. I thought he was talking about somebody else. I was like, who's mollusk? What is a mollusk? But I can't read all of the text messages, but I will read to you guys some parts, or you could see the text message yourselves over here. This is at least what was brought up on the screen. Um, Somebody by the name of Kathy Rusin posted, Rotten Born, which is Amber Heard's attorney, reads this text sent from Johnny Depp on August 15, 2016, presumably about Amber Heard. And it's quite long. And it says delivered around like 2:29 p.m. 2016. And I think this is around the time where she probably already gave the TRO. And obviously she's already been with Elon Musk, whether as friends or as something more. But I'll read parts of the text if you haven't seen it. But you could totally see this in court on YouTube, on Law and Crime Network, Fox News. It was wild. Like, Johnny Depp, he is not innocent either. Like, out of the two, I would say I still want him to win the case if somebody had to win, because this case is supposed to be about defamation and, kind of like who lost out more. And I don't think Amber Heard really lost out on that much monetary wise, in my opinion, in comparison to Johnny Depp, because I literally remember not ever caring about their case like many years ago, but people telling me, like, oh my God, did you hear about what happened to Johnny Depp? He's totally canceled. Nobody wants him anymore. Nobody wants him in any of these movies. Like, he got out of, and I didn't even watch Fantastic Beasts at the time, but people were saying like he was in Fantastic Beasts, and then now he's just fully removed and they're going to replace him with another actor. So that to me is monetary loss. And that's pretty bad. But he's not innocent either if you read this text message. So he says stuff like, oh, I'm just going to read it from the top and skip the really horrible words. Or he says, she's begging for total global humiliation. She's going to get it. I'm going to need your texts about San Francisco. Like, don't know what that means. And then he's like, brother, ... I'm even sorry to ask, ... But she sucked mollusks, it's spelled Mollusk. He called, I guess that's Elon Musk, because that's what everyone's saying, that he's actually referring to Elon Musk. I can't believe I didn't know. He was like, but she sucked mollusks, crooked D, and he gave her some shitty lawyers. I have no mercy, no fear, and not an ounce of emotion. Or what I once thought was love. For this gold digging, low level, dime a dozen, mushy, pointless, dangling, overused, flappy fish market. Like the flappy fish market, I don't really get either. But the previous terms, at the point, like I was watching, you can see this on YouTube when he was saying this, when she started to tear up or get uncomfortable and she looked really sad, I actually felt sorry for her in that moment, because I think out of all the moments that I caught her like looking over on the screen, like I saw her crying or tearing up. Most of it I couldn't really believe, because most of the time when I saw her tear up really hard, she was like on the stand and then she was being questioned or examined. And it looked to me, I mean, I'm sure I could be just judgmental because I'm on Johnny's side and maybe it was real, but to me, I just could not believe most of her tears. However, when he was saying these texts, because I think any person hearing that about themselves would be pretty pissed off, and it's pretty awful. And it's just pretty heartbreaking if you were ever with this person. So when she actually teared up when he said, well, when the attorney was reading these text messages to Johnny Depp saying, "Is this you? Did you say this?" I actually felt kind of bad for her, because I think at that point she was hurt regardless. I mean, I'm sure the attorney most likely would have already shown that to her before pulling it out before the judges. But anyways, it's like, I have no mercy, no fear. Okay. And then after the fish market part, he's like, I'm so effing happy she wants to go fight this out. She will hit the wall hard. And I cannot wait to have this waste of a cum guzzler out of my life. I met a effing sublime little Russian here, which made me realize the time I blew on that 50-cent stripper. Like, what? I wouldn't touch her with a glove. I can only hope that karma kicks in and takes the gift of breath from her. Like, that is, you could tell he's very, very pissed. I mean, I've never wished death on any one of my exes. Um, so that to me is a pretty brutal one. Sorry, man, but now I will stop at nothing. Let's see if Mollusk has a pair. Come see me face to face. I'll show him things he's never seen before, like the other side of his D when I slice it off. Like, my goodness, absolutely wild. He was talking about the Arby's roast beef flappy fish market. Yeah, no, I think I know what he's referring to, but it's just I've never heard anybody else refer to what I think is a female body part as the flappy fish market. Yeah, he has an interesting way. But he did admit to it on trial that he has his way of speaking and he's just angry. But man, but on that same, like in that same date, so I guess right before or after the Amber Heard's attorney pulled this text up, there was one part where I personally do not believe Johnny Depp, because there was this part where the attorney had asked Johnny Depp, "Did you say I want, I take?" Something like "I want, I take" about women. And before the text messages were pulled up, Johnny Depp was like, "No, I would never say that. That's not me. Like I would never say something like this." And then the text messages were pulled up, and then it said that something about, I don't know, about a girl named Molly, I think, and then it was about him, and in his, from his phone supposedly it had said "I want, I take" about a woman. And even him seeing that text message, he was like, "That's not me," because of course he can't go against it. He, before seeing the text message, he had already said I wouldn't say something like that. So then he saw the text message and he was like, "That's not me." And then they were like, "Well, it came from your phone." And I think he said something along the lines of, "It's a phone. Anybody could have taken it maybe and texted it instead." So basically saying that maybe he didn't text it, but maybe somebody else texted it. from his phone. So I think out of the entire trial, I believe Johnny Depp for almost everything that he says. But keep in mind, I still see it as a trial. So people want to win. I don't believe that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are 100% honest 100% of the time. But I think I still believe that Johnny Depp was more honest than Amber Heard, in my opinion, just viewing their mannerisms and what they said and kind of the holes in their story and what they did and what the attorneys could prove. But at that moment when he said that maybe somebody else took his phone and that it wasn't him, don't believe that. I think that was the only time when I did not believe him. But I understand why he had to kind of say something like that and say like he didn't write it, because he already said he didn't and he wouldn't say something like that. And it is much different from this, because this part is just like he's angry, whereas the other one just comes off like very like I can get whoever I want, like anybody. So I guess it's kind of like harder to stomach. But that's why like I think in these cases it's so terrible, because you have to show everything to everybody, the whole world. Um and it just sucks for honestly the both of them. But anyways, I did not think that Elon Musk would, because he didn't for six weeks, all this whole entire time, with obviously this whole thing trending on Twitter. He's never commented on about Amber Heard, about Johnny Depp, and I was always curious, like if he did comment, whose side would he be on? Right? Because I don't know how him and Amber Heard's relationship ended. Did it end good? Did it end bad? Because obviously he was with Amber Heard, I think like 2016, right? Give or take. And then obviously he has two kids with Grimes, right? And Grimes and him never got married, but obviously they had a dating phase, I want to assume, and then afterwards had children or whatever. So the way I see it is he broke it off with Amber Heard for whatever reason it is between them, only they will know, and then he was with Grimes. So I just don't know if they were like on good terms and how he feels, but clearly he seems like he's fine, because we see this Elon Musk tweet over here. So Lex Friedman, a great YouTuber who does amazing podcasts, and he's had Elon Musk on there more than once, I want to say. He said, "My takeaways from Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial. Fame is one hell of a drug for some. Psychiatrists and lawyers come in drastically varying levels of skill. Could not agree more." I don't think I'll ever get into a defamation trial. I can't even pronounce the words defamation, defamation, defamation. I don't think I'll ever get into a defamation trial. But if I do, I would hope that I can afford attorneys like Camille Vasquez. Um, And also, if you guys were wondering, I did hear on Fox News, the commentators on Fox News, or maybe it was Law and Crime Network. Sorry, no, it's Law and Crime. On Law and Crime Network, there was commentators in between, like the recess time, and they had mentioned how apparently Amber Heard paid I don't know if they were joking around if she pledged to pay or if she paid, but apparently she's paying $6 million for these 6 past months of hiring her attorneys or her legal team. I don't know how much Johnny Depp is paying because it wasn't mentioned. But that's crazy. $6 million. And she only received, I mean, not only 7 million, but she got $7 million apparently from her divorce settlement, as we've learned through the trial. And that's the money that she pledged to pay to charity, and still has not paid. But in her defense, she says that Johnny sued her. So that's why obviously there's a delay, I think, in the payment. But regardless, Camille Vasquez was like, pledge and actually donating, meaning you paid the money, are completely different things. And then Amber Heard was like, I use them synonymously, like as the same word, basically. So wild. I never knew what pledge and actually paying was, because I used to think if you pledge, then you've got to pay. But clearly you could pledge and say you're going to pay something and then just delay it for God knows how long, because I think she's delayed it. I think she said she pledged after the divorce, which I think is 2017 or around 2018, and it's been over 4 years. Grimes has some cute songs, Alan says. Sometimes I just don't get her. She's unique. I don't have any Grimes music, but I would like whenever Elon Musk likes her post, like when I see, well, usually his things that he likes would just like pop up on my feed sometimes. So she would pop up and I'll like go and lurk her Twitter profile page, and then I'll listen to like short clips. Um I don't know if she has like full out YouTube music videos. I haven't checked those out, but some of her short clips that I've listened to, they're really cool. They're really unique. She's definitely an interesting artist. I didn't watch it yet, but I did see because I subscribe to Lex Friedman's YouTube. I think he has a podcast with her. For those of you guys that are curious about Grimes, I guess you could check it out. She was on Lex Freeman's podcast, I think this month or like in 2022, sometime recently. He texts from his, but she was on a Doja Cat. I don't think she sang in it, but she was featured in a Doja Cat music video where I think Doja Cat was an alien or they were all aliens. Plus, most people password protect phones. Alan says, Grimes, what he texts from his own phone. You guard your cell if you Depp, Henry says. Yeah, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I believe that whatever text messages they were able to pull up are going to be real text messages from the both of them. And I'm curious, like, how did they pull that up? Like, did they have to get some type of a subpoena to the telephone companies, like the telecommunication companies, and drag out deleted text messages too? Or these text messages were like all just part of their phones and they never deleted it? Like, that's what I'm curious about. Because if you delete it, then I don't think that was ever talked about. Like, if he deleted the text message or she deleted a text message, are they able to subpoena each other's telecommunication companies to get that info? Otherwise, it's like, why would anybody leave this trail of evidence if it's not going to make you look good? So I'm very curious what actually happened there. We got thank you guys, all of you guys in the stream right now. If you haven't smashed that like button, please do so. Really, really thank you guys for supporting my channel on my second one over here, where I like to talk about anything under the sun, and really just anything in regards to Elon Musk. So I'm very shocked. Oh, okay, sorry. So continuing on. He also says number 3, lying to millions of people is something humans are capable of. Part of his takeaways, Lex Freeman's takeaways, not Elon Musk's. Lying to millions of people is something humans are capable of. I wonder which side he's on. And then he says, love can be messy. And then number 5, mega pint of wine. If you missed it, it's when it's hilarious because I just saw this clip. So he's referring to around the beginning of the trial, Amber Heard's attorney, as part of the evidence, played a video of Amber Heard setting up her iPad, secretly recording Johnny Depp as he was smashing at the cabinets and hungover / drunk or whatever. And then at one point, he went over and said, "Oh, you want to see crazy?" Like, before he found out that there was a camera, he took like a glass, and honestly, it was like, you guys know the glass that I usually like drink on my mainstream, my main channel live streams. It's like this big, right? It was like not even that big of a glass. It was probably like this big, like around this big of a wine glass. And he was pouring it, and he's like, "You want to see crazy?" or something along those lines before he saw the camera. And it was just to me, it was such a tiny pint of wine. Like, it was such a small glass of red wine. And the attorney had said, "And you poured a mega pint of wine." And he was like, "A mega pint?" Like, what is a mega pint? So thought that part was pretty hilarious, because honestly, that was the tiniest, like, for me personally, and I don't even drink red wine every day, not even every month. To me, that was a tiny glass of red wine. I would have poured like 3 times bigger than that, especially if I was having a rough day. Even if deleted, they're usually recoverable, Alan says. Yeah, that's what you can do. Your texts are saved. Ooh, that's bad. Don't text what you don't want other people to know, folks. But I think with like Signal, which is actually the app that Elon Musk at one point on Twitter had recommended over WhatsApp, that's owned by Mark Zuckerberg. I think they say that Signal is more encrypted, or they don't keep your information or data in a way. So I'm not sure if it came down to it that if you go to a court with your in-laws, or sorry, not your in-laws, with your spouse or whatever, would they be able to pull up the information through your signal, because it's supposed to be something that doesn't take your info, or I don't think it should. That's the whole pitch, right? People moved off of like WhatsApp onto Signal for the supposed a better security or whatever. But honestly, for me, I just play in a way like, don't say things out in public or even inside if you don't want other people to repeat it afterwards, and say that you said it because you said it, and don't send text messages that you are super super afraid, or any type of message, whether it's on WhatsApp or on Signal or a voice recording. Just don't do it if you are super ashamed of it ever being revealed. But clearly, I think Johnny Depp and Amber Heard knew what they were getting themselves into when they decided to sue each other. Lucy, what's a plan with your Dogecoin? Have you decided on a limit to sell up or down? Send us the business. Um, I was like trying to distract myself with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and Elon Musk, and you're bringing up Dogecoin. But yeah, I think I've said it many times. I don't think, but then again, I change my mind all the time. I don't think I'm going to be selling my Dogecoins until I see it doing well and the rest of the market picking up. Rest of the market, not meaning just the rest of the stock market, but the crypto market. So I think until everyone is euphoric, I think that's the right word. I will wait until everybody is pretty darn euphoric in the crypto market and in the Dogecoin market specifically. So when everybody is buying Dogecoin again and everyone's a believer all of a sudden that it's going to go to the moon and it's going to go to $1 or $1.50 or $2, I think that's when I'll probably try to convince myself I should sell. Yeah. I probably will though. Just kidding. I totally will. Maybe like at least half. Or I've honestly thought about, if it goes to even like 69 cents next time and it's not at its all-time high, I could maybe sell like a third, and then if it just plummets and never reaches 75 cents and then drops back down to like 20 cents or something, I could buy back with the third, like the 1 million Dogecoins that I sold, because by then I'll have like 3 million. I mean, I already have 3 million Dogecoins if I count my WEBULL stuff. So yeah, that's the game plan, I think. Selling some on the way up, or just selling it all when everybody's crazy and euphoric, which I cannot wait, because I really want to prove myself to myself. Like, I want to prove to myself that I can change, even though I think it's very hard for old habits die hard. Whew. But I really, really would like just one more chance. I'm like the girl who cried wolf. I would love one more chance to prove myself to myself that I can in fact change and sell when everybody is euphoric, instead of just buying when everybody's euphoric like an idiot. Do you like jewelry? Lucy's Lacko. I think you can tell, huh? Yes. I'm like Johnny Depp. I like rings. I don't wear it on every single finger all the time, but I think I've just gotten so used to wearing rings that it feels weird sometimes when I'm without rings. And also, this is a fidget spinner that my SO got me. And no, it's not made of gold. Can you cook tasty dishes? Is this like an interview? I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that I can make a pretty delicious few dishes. Yeah. I have a cooking playlist if you want to check it out. On my main channel, the Living with Lucy one. Main channel link down in the description below, folks, and feel free to check out all the referral links I have down below. But I can make an awesome pork belly, soy sauce pork belly, I think. And then I can just add noodles to anything. I can make good udon. Like, yeah, I think I can make really good noodles, to be honest. Too bad I can't cook you guys noodles. I can't wear rings. They mess up my guitar necks, Alan says. So oh no. I mean, I've seen musicians wear a lot of rings though, and like play guitar, but then again, I don't know how to play guitar. I've tried. not for a lack of trying. I've tried. I'm so terrible. Some YouTubers now saying some altcoins will never regain their previous highs, Henry says. But people say that all the time. So just invest in the top 20 to 50 to be safe. Henry, but if we think about just invest in the top 20 to 50 to be safe, a month ago, those people would have, following that rule, would have invested in Luna and totally gotten wrecked. So I don't think that everything in the top 20 and 50 are necessarily safe, even though Dogecoin is there. I think everything could be risky. But if we're going to say overall, if I'm going to compare like ranking 3,000 versus ranking on the top 100, I probably would like to have more things on the top 100 of the coin market cap versus ranking 3,000, like more on the ranking 3,000 and like less Bitcoin and Ethereum, but not financial advice. Do your own DD, entertainment purposes only. So, but yeah, I do agree that there are going to be some coins that just never make it back out alive. And I have a feeling I have most of them. Like, I don't think TRAC, like, I don't know when TRAC is going to move back up. I don't know when ICP will ever even be in the 3-digit territory again, because ever since I bought it, it hasn't made its way up. Alan says, can you make pho? I've never tried. I've never tried. I would like to one day make pho. I eat a lot of it. I've never made it myself. I usually go out and buy it. Facebook records everything and says, yeah, I know. Facebook's like the worst and like your privacy in a sense. But I feel like I've had friends who completely deleted Facebook. So I think once they completely delete, I believe, then you can't see your messages with them anymore. Because I have a friend who just completely deactivated and deleted it, I want to say, and then I don't see them anymore. And like all the messages between us are gone. But obviously, I think if Facebook wanted to go and check it out, they'll probably be able to see that. Orion 5 star says, yesterday was boring. Elaine gave me a headache. Elaine. Is Elaine? I can never remember their last names unless it's like really out there, like Rotten Bull or whatever, which is the male attorney for Amber Heard. I think Elaine is the female attorney for Amber Heard, right? Yeah, no. I feel like they're all very aggressive and quite rude, obviously, when they're talking to the opponents. But yeah, Elaine is pretty out there for me. I can see she's just trying to protect Amber, but at times I find just just the way she says things just gets on people's nerves, like the TMZ dude, and it doesn't help, right? I think his last name's like Mr. Tremaine, and it didn't help. It backfired because then he was just like making fun of her, like you want your 15 minutes of fame because you're taking on Amber Heard as a as a client. Wait, hold on. I have no clue how to make it. I'm just good at smoking meat. I don't know how to smoke meat, so that's talented. I think like smoked things are very pricey. I bought smoked salmon recently and it's so expensive. Or maybe because I bought it at the airport, but it's like 40 or $50 basically for like what was like over 400 grams of salmon, smoked salmon. I don't even know how they like how it's even cooked because it just says the ingredients are like that it was like smoked and then there's salt and then there's salmon. I don't even know if is it like cooked? Is there like a fire underneath or the smoke cooks it? Mega pint Starbucks, Dan says. Is there a mega pint at Starbucks? I'm going to try that next time. Even if delete are usually recoverable, he is actor after all. Come on. Johnny Depp is trained liars, Latko says. Okay, to be fair, they're both actors. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard are both actors. So I think to an extent they could both lie really well or be very convincing. Again, like I said, I think they're both not telling the full truth to every detail, in my opinion. And I think that's quite hard because as humans, we have shame still. And I think it would be hard not to feel embarrassed or ashamed of certain things that did occur in your life. And if you could cover it up and before millions of people that are watching, you'd probably want to. And I tried to look, I totally missed that part. I didn't watch the whole thing of like the Amber Heard. I see titles where people are writing like Amber Heard blamed a dog for the feces on the bed, but I didn't actually hear her say it. I just like have been seeing clips where she's like Johnny's dog, I think it's a Yorkie, like a teacup Yorkie, and his dog apparently she said ate weed, his weed, when the dog was young or something, and it might have messed up its bowel system, and it like just goes a lot, like probably poops a lot. So then she would leave the dog on the bed a lot to stop it from pooping or something like that. Because if you leave the dog on the floor, then it might poop. But usually she takes it out to the balcony to like let the dogs like have their moment and go and stuff. So yeah, I don't know if that was why people are interpreting she's saying that the dog actually did it and she didn't do it, but she did say like, like a woman in her 30s, like who would do that? Like that's disgusting. Like nobody would do that. And I think she was referring to the feast, like the poop. But yeah, do I think she did it? Actually, I don't think I've seen a picture of the poop, so I can't tell if it's human poop or dog poop. What do you guys think? Did you see a picture? And is it human poop or dog poop? Uh, dollars. I can't tell when I'm saying things weird, guys, but just know English is not my strongest suit. I don't think. I'm constantly saying things wrong. Oh, on that defamation, defamation. Let's go with defamation. So I like these. That's why I like the what's it called, the intermissions. So where these news outlets, like they'll have their people talk about the case and what they think will happen with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and just kind of have like certain experts that are in the field, like certain trial attorneys come up and do Zoom calls and chat with each other about the case. Because there was a great question for, I think it was somebody on a trial attorney of some sort, either on Fox News or on Law and Crime Network. And the Fox, I think one of the reporters basically was asking a question from the crowd, and the people were asking, okay, if we have the First Amendment, which is the right to free speech, why is it that we still have defamation trials? And I thought that that was a great question, because I'm like, yeah, we are supposed to have our right to say whatever it is that we want. So isn't it interesting how there's still so many of these defamation cases? But granted, defamation cases are apparently one of the, like I heard, one of the hardest cases to prove, because you have to really, it's a lot of he said she said, right? Unless you have like video proof, audio recordings and stuff like that, like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, witnesses viewing these things that you were saying. But one of the experts had said that even though the First Amendment, free speech, obviously we have that in America, defamation trials are when you can say what you want to say about somebody. So you could say, my neighbors, my neighbors threw an egg at my door, if you have proof of that. So you can't lie. You just can't make up a lie about somebody. So at the moment you veer off and say things that could hurt or damage that person's character in a sense, and in this case for them, they're suing each other for like monetary loss of jobs, defamation. So you just can't lie. And I think that's like the whole point of this case between them, right? Like now the attorneys are just trying to prove, like, did Amber Heard lie or did Johnny Depp lie? And whoever lied while insulting the other person and making them look bad in front of others, because you're basically creating this lie around this person's character, is going to be the person who loses the case. But I find that interesting because it's like saying anyone can sue anyone for defamation if you're lying about that person. Like if you said I have blue hair right now on May 27th, 2022, and that's a lie. But then if that doesn't really, can I sue people for that because they're lying about me? But that doesn't really, or you don't have much money. So does it really ruin your rep if, like, if it's me and I feel like this person attacked me, but they're trying to defame me in a sense? Or what if they say something nice about you? Like a lie, but it's like a good lie, right? Like what if somebody lied about you, like you donated $10 million to charity, but you didn't donate it, but then you're pissed. because now people look at you differently and expect you to donate $10 million everywhere. So does that also allow me, like, I just, if I ever am rich enough to hire an attorney to ask these random stupid questions, I would ask these questions. I want to know, because maybe I do want to sue somebody for lying that I donated $10 million to charity when I didn't, because then what if somebody tries to kidnap me because they think I'm rich and stuff? Like, it's technically not that mean. They're saying a nice thing about you in a sense, trying to paint you like a saint. But it could be a lie. So I don't know. Um, Sorry. And then Lex Freeman, after tweeting all of this, said Elon Musk actually responded 2 hours ago, apparently. I hope they both move on. At their best, they are each incredible. And I really, of course, he knows Amber Heard. We have pictures of them together. Um, they've clearly dated, as she's admitted on trial. And I don't know, though, how he knows that Johnny Depp is incredible. Like, does he know Johnny Depp? Has he met Johnny Depp? Have they ever sat down and had brunch or even met at some type of a ceremony of any kind? Because I feel like Elon Musk, I don't know if he's ever been to the Oscars and stuff like that, because he's not an actor per se, but he like shows up in cameos. I cannot wait to watch the Iron Man trilogy again, because I heard that he's in it, but I've never really remembered that because I wasn't obsessed with Elon Musk back then. So I'm definitely excited to watch it. But I guess he is an actor to an extent because he's done cameos. I don't know how they can afford to hire Elon Musk, but yeah, I'm very curious. Like, to this comment, like, does he really? Has he ever even spoken to Johnny Depp? Because the way that that text message that Johnny Depp had sent in 2016, I don't think that he's a fan of Elon Musk, and I don't think he's ever gonna be a fan of mollusk. Is that word? You know what? I'm gonna Google that. I'm so curious. What the heck is a mollusk? Is that even a word? Mollusk. Oh, I don't think that's a word. It says definition of a mollusk. Any of a large phylum, mollusca, of invertebrate animals such as snails, clams, or squids, with a soft, unsegmented body, usually enclosed in a calcareous shell. So he's basically calling Elon Musk like a clam thingy majigger. It says, you could Google it. It says that there's an actual image of like a clam snail looking thing, or maybe all clams and snails are, I guess, considered this mollusca invertebrate animal. But yeah, mollusca is a word. Mollusca, not a mollusk, but it is a word. Mollusk, it is a word. And then after, if you search mollusk, of course, that shows up all of these Amber Heard and Elon Musk posts. Mollusk. No, it's Moolusk was the spelling in his text message. It's like an oyster, Alan said. He used the Chewbacca defense. It's flawless, lol. He knows her in the Old Testament sense. Oh God, who was that lawyer? Johnny Cochran or something? Wait, what? If the poop doesn't fit, you must acquit. Space Chimp says. Oh my God. Yeah, and then that also reminds me, I never watched any trials. Like, I don't know if you can even find this on YouTube because it's so old. The OJ Simpson and the Michael Jackson trials, I've never seen. I guess these are considered big, like Hollywood or like celebrity trials. I've never watched those. But today, I guess in the Law Crime Network, the reporters were saying like this is interesting because people are cheering, and the reporters are kind of like in shock about it because they don't usually see this, because they usually, Law and Crime Network would usually report about like murder stuff, right? Like bigger things. So one of the commentaries from the network was saying something today like, this type of case, it's about money. So people are more human about it, and like therefore they'll probably cheer and stuff like that. But I feel like if it was, but that's kind of right, it, because it's money involved, like I can't take it that seriously because I'm like, oh, like this isn't like, one of them is going to go to jail for like 50 years or something. So no matter who wins or loses, it's not like the end of the world. But with that being said, I still want Johnny Depp to win $50 million. But I do feel bad for her that she had to pay $6 million supposedly to hit her law team, like her legal team, because I just think that they are not nearly as good as Camille Vasquez. Johnny Depp's team. Um, couldn't have been Amber's poop because I've seen Aquaman and she doesn't look regular in that movie. Oh my god. Hold on. Does anyone know? Like, I remember watching Aquaman, the first one, and I think she had a lot more than 10 minutes. I can't count how many minutes she's had, if it was like 30 minutes or an hour of scene time, because I mean, the movie is called Aquaman and it's not a lovey dovey romantic film. So I'm really not shocked that she doesn't get as much scenes as the male leads and the other characters. So forensic poop expert Alan says, was there a forensics? I don't think there was a forensics poop expert, but there was a lot of other digital forensics. I'm very thankful for the digital forensics guys because that was interesting. Good stuff to learn. Good stuff to learn that people like that this is a huge thing, I guess, that people need in their lives to extract these files in their phone and all the metadata. Metadata, I guess, is the file data, they said, right? And then the EXIF data. That's more of the stuff like was the flash on, which iOS operating system, Apple, what color should technically be in it, and all in the code. It just really it's a good learning experience, I think, watching the trial. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. I cannot wait to see what happens on Tuesday and if the jury can actually come to a conclusion. There I can't imagine being a part of that jury because literally the whole world, like everything is on these people. All of America is waiting to see if all these people can figure it out. I think the answer is very obvious who to pick, but yeah, that's up to these guys. And it sucks because I remember the judge at the end of it was saying something like right before the jurors went to make their decision, she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm going to list a couple that's going to be the alternates." So, like, I guess the jurors all sit around probably a certain area, and then right before they're about to make their decision, the judge gets to pick a few that becomes the alternates, and they don't actually make a vote unless something happens to the current jurors. Then they get called up as like backups. I'm like, darn, that must suck so much for the people who are dying to make their vote, cast their vote, and they can't. But anyways, guys, I'm probably gonna go and watch more and more different clips for the ones that I missed. There is just countless clips. But it's really, really interesting. And now I'm excited to one day check out that Eastern Columbia building, which is apparently built in the 1930s. Very gorgeous. I don't know how much of it I can see since I don't live there. Probably just from afar and just see the clock and stuff. Thank you, Alan, Zlatko, all of you guys. Take care. Thank you, Henry. Smash like, subscribe so I don't have to. All of you guys coming to my stream and supporting me. Smash that like button as usual on the way out, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.